な状況で可能なのか。生まれ故郷を取り戻したいですか。ケリュネオンを復興させ、僕やクズの葉商会に関わる全てをそこに隠してしまおうなんて。くそくそくそくそ。
𝐒𝐚𝐧𝐽𝐩𝐿. Okay, so first off, I liked this episode of 𝐒𝐚𝐧𝐽𝐩𝐿. Episode number 16, I believe, is what we're on this week. I think episode 16. Yeah, this one was called A Certain Student Secret. Okay, so first off, I liked this episode of 𝐒𝐚𝐧𝐽𝐻, putting that energy out there. So for you, you know, the viewer, depending on where you are on emotional attachment to 𝐒𝐚𝐧𝐽𝐻, I just want to put this PSA out there. If you don't really enjoy hearing any criticisms or negativity around something you're really enjoying, because I assume by being 16 episodes in that you're enjoying 𝐒𝐚𝐧𝐽𝐻, we know it's not perfect. And if you're making it to the 16th video this season, you know that I have had a lot of grievances and thoughts on the anime this episode. But I'm going to provide a lot of different thoughts this specific review. And I just want to put a PSA, you know, hey, if you don't really enjoy that kind of content, click off here. I appreciate you just clicking on this for the thumbnail or whatever. And hey, much love. Hit me with the big old like. I appreciate it. Let me know what you thought about episode 16 in the comments down below. Now, for everybody else who's going to kind of stick around, I just want to put it out there from the front like, hey, I liked this episode of 𝐒𝐚𝐧𝐽𝐻. I was entertained and I thought it went a lot of places. A lot of those places I have problems with. And I have to just keep it real of like, hey, the anime is not perfect, and season 2 has kind of, you know, if I had to say, hey, if you gun to my head, does it suck or not suck? I'm probably gonna put it more on the suck. It has really high moments, and those high moments have carried it. I think certain episodes are a lot better than others. And so far, I'm liking the second part of this season way more than the first part. So if I think episodes 1 through, call it episode 12, and then from 13, 14, 15, 16, I think this set of episodes that we've gotten, these last 4 or 5 episodes, are demonstrably better than the last 12 episodes. I would say the first 12 is probably like a 6.5 out of 10. The next 5 is probably overall about 8 out of 10. So really solid stuff that they've been giving us the second half. But, you know, again, gun to your head, the whole season, it's been a little bit of a letdown. Now, with episode 16, here's kind of where my problems start to creep up. So at the end, you know, we have poor baby boy Makoto again. Obviously, he's about to burst. Like, bro's about to lose his shit. You know, it's about to happen, and I can't wait to see that moment. But here we go. Poor Makoto again getting taken advantage of another party. And this time, he's being taken advantage of. And I'm going to put that in air quotes by the demons. But is he really? And I think that's where my first problem starts is anytime you're dealing with an evil organization or generally evil organization or evil group of people, you need to know before you engage with them and have any dealings with them whatsoever that they are inherently on the opposite side of what you would consider good. So that's the first thing is anytime that I'm going to go and make a deal with a demon to benefit me in any way, shape, or form, whether it's financially, emotionally, mentally, I should know that their inherent value is more evil than other folks, right? Obviously, in this world, humans are pieces of garbage too. But the reality is you got to kind of have to pick, you know, you're the lesser of two evils kind of thing. So that's the first thing is Makoto should know, first and foremost, dealing with demons is you're dealing with what's generally considered evil. So they're not going to always put you first. They're going to put their own devices and their own people and their own set of thoughts first before you, but they may still deal with you. So it kind of caught me off guard where Makoto starts getting all mad about his dealings with Reina or whatever the hell the girl's name is, of her betraying him and everything else because she has basically set a plan or set something afoot to where this student is going to kind of like blow up or become a monster or something. It's like Makoto is not only there, but he's also there with Mio and Tomoe and Shiki. And them collectively, they have the power to stop this kid if they want to. They have the power to let him do whatever he wants and allow his students to stop him. They have the power to protect his students and protect probably everybody there. protect the king, protect the weird queen, you know what I mean? Like the weird princess. So they have the power. So I don't really understand where the big deal is. Like, let this guy, and the other part of it is Makoto is, at least currently, doesn't really like humans. You know, like he humans. He doesn't really like them, right? He likes his students, and he has some love and camaraderie towards his students, and he might like some of the faculty members, but generally, if you put it in a populace, he doesn't really care for the human race at this point. And he has a lot of enemies. So it's like, what do you really care about this dude turning into a demon, kind of going ballistic? Like, if you want to, he either has the power to stop this immediately, or let him do whatever he wants, let him rampage, and then just protect the people that he really likes, including his store or whatever. He has the power and the forces to do that at any beck and call. He could also probably, if he wanted to, go transport to the demon and be like, hey, what's up? He could get her telepathically, be like, yo, what is this about? There's a lot of different options. So I don't really understand the reaction to what's going on in the really negative sense. Yeah, this kid is doing whatever he's doing, and that's a whole another ball game we'll touch on in a second. But it's like, why do you really care? You know, and he's thinking about partnering with the demons anyway. So let them do what demons do, right? So that's kind of one of my first grievances, or kind of one of my first, like, I don't know if I'm feeling these emotions that they're conveying to me, because I don't really get why you're having them. So that's kind of the first thing. And again, if the next episode is called Mutation Hazard, and if they depict that there's really any element of real danger, it's bullshit. Because there really isn't anybody more powerful than Makoto right now. And even if we were to say Makoto he just decides to just leave, Tomoe and Mio are there, as well as Shiki, and they all equally have the power to whatever this demon has concocted. They have the power to stop it. So if next episode tries to say that there's any danger whatsoever, total bullshit. So that's my first problem. The second thing is with this character, the blonde-haired kid. He has a obsession with this Luria girl. And my big problem with this dude is, how do you say it? So he's not he wasn't necessarily a piece of crap. He had partnered at one point with Hibiki, and it seems that him and Hibiki kind of like hit it off, and they were like, Hibiki was like, oh, you know, we should link up again in the future, because, you know, so he had a good relationship there. So that platonic and positive. With Luria, he had a relationship with her as a kid, and he obviously loves her. He's obviously deeply in love with her. I get all those things. And they had a promise. Maybe she doesn't remember, like, yo, she's been through some shit. But his first experience with her is the one where Makoto intervened. But he decided to be an asshole and be a little bit of a dick to her. And he knew he was doing that. And then he expected her to, like, I don't know what he expected, but the reaction she had was not what he wanted. And then instead of being the bigger man and seeking her out, writing her a letter, sending it by carrier pigeon, sending a friend, apologizing, he decides to seek out the power that these demons have. And he decides to go the way of, like, trying to seek power and get revenge on Makoto, because he messed up the moment that he messed up anyways. But then all of what he's doing right now isn't even towards Makoto, it's towards his students. So he's gonna risk his life against people who is not even the person that he really wants to go after. Makoto is. So that whole storyline, I'm not really a big fan. I don't care about this dude. I don't care if he could blow up right now. I could not see next episode. He could just, I'd be like, oh, that sucks. Let's move on. You know? And like, there's so many ways that this could go about. Last thing I'll say is I like Makoto interacting with Ava. I didn't realize that she was in love with Makoto. So now he has a second blue hair girl who's in love with him. I didn't really catch on to that earlier. You know, obviously I know that they've been getting closer and stuff, but she's obviously very in love with Makoto, which I think is really cool. Tomoe Mio, you guys better watch out. But, you know, he partnered with her about re-uprising or reinventing where she came from, and like and setting his home base there. So interested as he was going to come with that next. But a lot of negatives this episode. Overall, I was entertained, and even my reactions, albeit negative, there were still reactions to content. Like, I think I'm supposed to be feeling negative towards them. And in that sense, it did what it was supposed to, So overall, it was a good episode. I just have a lot of problems with the characters, the inner workings, and some of the reactions towards the things that are happening. So let me know what you guys thought about this episode in the comments down below. I've talked way too long. Interested to read your guys' thoughts of all shapes and forms in the comments. And I'll see you guys next week. Peace.